Krishna, dear devotees. So we're continuing the beautiful, amazing, discovery or exploration of the inner reason, internal reason for Krishna's appearance as Gauranga. Bhanda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahodito Gaududaye Pushpavanto Chitro Samdo Tamonudo. Gaura and Nitai have appeared on the horizon of Gaura, the land of Gaura, like the sun and the moon arisen together. It's beautiful to destroy the darkness of ignorance. Very beautiful how Krishna manifests this pastime of appearing as Gauranga. And we have to always meditate on this. Yata yata Gaura padara vindete. Vindeta bhaktin kita punya rasi. Tata tata utsarpitaridya kasmat. Radha padambujo sudamburasi. If I am correct. Because by meditating on Gaura, then we will attain Radhika. So it's so important to learn how to love Gauranga and learn how to understand Gaura. Who is Gaura? Why Krishna appeared as Gaura? The more we absorb ourselves in Gaura, then we will attain Vraj. And not only Vraj, but the service of Sri Radha. We will be, given entrance into the ocean of nectarian love that flows from the divine lotus feet of the princess of Braj. So that's the entrance door, Gauranga. Understanding the heart of Gaura, understanding who is Gaura, why Gaura is doing this, understanding what is the Gaurangera, Gaura Premara Sarnavaye, Jetaranga Dubi Dubi, Sei Radha Madhava Antaranga. When someone drowns himself in the waves, Taranga, Dubi Dube means drowning. When we drown ourselves in the gigantic waves of the pure love of Gauranga, Gaura Prema Rasa Arnava. Then, if we do this, then internally in our heart, say Radha Madhava, Antaranga, inside our heart, Radha Madhava will appear. So the Gauranga is the entrance door. So if we are really serious about attaining Radha and Krishna, we have to find what is the entrance door of their mercy, of their world. Otherwise, we can remain without access for eternity also. I mean, not for eternity, because mercy is there, and their mercy will always come and save us. But those who are hurry, they better know the way. When you hurry, it's good if you know the blueprint, if you know the map. If you have the map, then you will save time, and you will take the secure way, make the right connection at the right moment, and get access of, if you have the full map, and then you get access to the real heart of it. Where is the treasure chest? So the treasure chest is in the heart of Radha and Krishna, but the map is in the heart of Gauranga. So it's so important think about Gauranga, meditate upon Gauranga, chant the name of Gauranga, worship Lord Gauranga, the more we absorb ourselves in Gaura as being Radha and Krishna combined, and trying to understand what are the inner reason for his appearance, then everything will be revealed in our heart, because the mercy of Gaura is unlimited. If we neglect that mercy being given to us, there is very little chance that we will be able to find that opportunity somewhere else. The sadhus, yes, but what the sadhu will give us, they will give us that mercy. So we will have to accept it at some point. It goes together. Gauranga gives us the sadhus gives us Gauranga. So we have to take that deep mission in our life to understand the heart of Gauranga. This is why we're studying now this beautiful chapter. This is why Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is introducing Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are just in chapter 4. It's the very beginning of a huge work. So that means we are like in the first words. And he's introducing us to the real substance. Because sometimes we like to be graduate, but sometimes also you need to be direct. And then maybe you withdraw yourself a little bit, but you have to introduce the reality, the real beauty of the subject. That's what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is doing. And we have to understand all these details. What is in the heart of Radhani? What is the search of? Okay, what is in the heart of Krishna? And what Krishna is searching for. The more we understand this, the more we will be uplifted spiritually. It's super powerful search, meditation, and we should not deprive our bhajan of the bhajan of Gauranga. When we chant the holy name, we should meditate upon Gauranga. It will be much more effective than meditating on Radha and Krishna. Much more. Those who access the divine mercy of the holy name, they know that the very most powerful way of doing so is to meditate upon Gauranga while chanting. Because Gauranga is Radha and Krishna combined. So if you change the name of Radha and Krishna, combine it in the form of this beautiful mantra, then naturally you can meditate on Gauranga. And then try to understand. Just not meditate on Gauranga like, okay, he's God who came on earth to save us from the material world and to give us the process of spiritual realization, but understand Gauranga is Krishna. What is he trying to experience by doing this? How is he doing it? What is he sharing also to all of us at the same time? There are so many amazingly beautiful details in all of this. So we worship Gauranga. And we understand Gaura should become the center of our life. We have to become Gauranganishta. That's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur was presented like when, as he reveals himself, he was one transported to Goloka, and he saw there Ananga Manjari. And then Ananga Manjari took Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his form of Kamala Manjari to present him, now her, to Rupa Manjari. And she presented to Rupa Manjari, this is a new girl that has newly arrived. She is very much absorbed in Gauranga. And then Rupa Manjari said, oh, interesting. And then she touched Kamala Manjari, so to say, newly arrived in Vraj, because Bhaktivinoda Thakur is an eternal associate, but as they play the role of sadhakas, they also reveal sometimes that they're attaining perfection, even though Bhaktivinoda Thakur is eternally perfected. But it happens like this. Krishna shows the path through them. And then they brought Bhaktivinoda Kamala Manjari to the lotus feet of Shri Lalita. And again, they said to Lalita, this young girl is Gauranga Nishta. She is very much, she has a very deep faith in Gauranga. She has a very deep faith in Gauranga. And as soon as Lalita Devi heard this, she said, oh, okay, very well. Then she is very welcome here. This shows how the absorption in Gauranga is very important. Because then that means this person is understanding who are Radha and who are Krishna and how they combine together, why they're doing this. So this is a qualified person who understands the value of this unity between Radha and Krishna and how they at the same time are one person and two persons, or one person manifested in two bodies. So much beauty in Gauranga and in Gaura Tattva. That's why we worship Gaura, we take shelter of Gaura, and we do absorb our heart in Gauranga. There will be more spiritual progress by doing so, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. Bhaktivinoda says, if you chant the holy name, the holy names of Radha and Krishna while calling out Radha and Krishna, this is very good, but it will take a long time to attain prema, because you have to do so completely purely, so that prema will appear. Because prema necessitates pure chanting. The result of pure chanting is that prema will appear in the heart of someone. But then Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, but if someone is still committing some offenses, but he is calling out the name of Gauranga, then prema will come to him to search after him. That means prema now will take the initiative to come and give itself to this person. It doesn't mean it will be done instantly, but that means some greater mercy will come into action. How do we chant the name of Gauranga? We chant the name of Gauranga by chanting Gauranga. For example, that's one way, or any other name of Gauranga. We can also chant the name of Gauranga by chanting Hare Krishna, because Gauranga is Hare and Krishna. So he is also the Maha Mantra. The Maha Mantra is also an address to Gaura, particularly if we understand that Gaura is Radha and Krishna combined. And by chanting the Maha Mantra, we can understand how they are combined, why they are combined, what do they experience in this combination. And if we calling to Gauranga while chanting Hare Krishna, then we are chanting also the name of Gauranga. It's just simple logic. So that means chanting the Mahamantra may also be chanting the name of Gauranga. If we understand it's not different. There is one purport of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Prabhupada explained, the word Gauranga and the word Radha Krishna are non-different. They have the same potency. That's why Vaishnavas, they also do meditate on Gauranga while chanting the Mahamantra. Because they see, oh, this is Radha and Krishna, combining it in one form. And so many rasa comes from this. Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Is the embodiment of all rasa. Everything is revealed from that meditation, from these 3 verses that are presented in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Anarpita chalim chirat, karunavatirna kalam. Then Shri Radha Krishna pranaya vikritir ladini shakti rasmat. And then Shri Radha pranaya mahima kindrisham vanaya iva. These 3 verses that appears as verse, I don't know, 4, 5, and 6 of the very beginning of first chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita. They are like condensed treasure from which so many things can manifest. I think we should also carry these verses. I mean, Trinara Pisuni Chena we carry around our neck. These 3 verses we should carry inside our heart, I would say. And meditate upon them when we chant. If we chant and meditate upon Anarpita Charim Chira, then we will understand gradually so many beautiful things. I'll not enter into more right now because we have to continue also where we were. 431. Dharma chadi rage duhe karaye milan, kabu mile kabu namile deveragatan. The second part of the verse, and that's not that verse. Technology is always like this. Sometimes it works, but it's because it always comes back one verse before. Krishna says, 433, then by hearing about the pure love of the residents of Raj, devotee will worship me on the path of spontaneous love. That means spontaneous love, raga, the deep attachment, which is called raga. This is very great mystery, raga. What is this raga? Only those in whose heart this raga has appeared, they know what is this raga. It's a very beautiful feeling that appears in the heart of someone and makes that for this person now the interest in the pure love of Vraj becomes more important than anything else in life. And that becomes the center of his life and the aim of his life. And this is attained, Krishna says, by hearing about the pure love of the Vrajavasi. So we need to hear about it. And then Krishna was quoting this verse of the Bhagavatam, saying by manifesting his pastime, Krishna is giving us this very special mercy, and that one who hears about this pastime will also attain that very special service. And we did that. And Prabhupada, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentioned that the verb bhavet, which is imperative in this verse tells us that this certainly must be done. What certainly must be done? That by hearing about the love of the resident of Raj, the feeling of raga will appear in the heart, which is the feeling that they carry in their heart. That's why they call raga atmika, because they're carrying this feeling of unlimited attraction and a love for Radha and Krishna, decorated with the consideration that this is the most important thing in life and everything else has less value. Prabhupada writes in this purport that this imperative or this certitude is applicable to pure devotees. Neophyte will be able to understand these affairs only after being elevated by regulated devotional service under the expert guidance of the spiritual master. That means this principle of attraction that appears in the heart of someone who hears about Radha and Krishna as being infallible and certain to appear. This certitude is applicable for pure devotees who have a pure heart. When they listen, then it will happen. But those who are too neophyte, they have first to purify their heart by worshipping Radha and Krishna with the regulated devotional service. As long as one is in material condition life, strict discipline is required in the matter of moral and immoral activities. Now Prabhupada will explain why it is so. The absolute world is transcendental and free from such distinction between what is good or bad, more or less, moral and immoral. Because there, inebriety is not possible in the spiritual world. What means inebriety? Lust. Prabhupada here used inebriety to mean lust. In the transcendental world, there is no need of rules because lust doesn't exist. So we don't need to remove ourselves from bad things because lust is not possible. But in this material world, a sexual appetite necessitates distinction between moral and immoral conduct because conditioned soul has this connection with sexual desire. That spoils everything. Even it spoils his capacity to hear about Krishna's pastimes. And Prabhupada then writes, there are no sexual activities in the spiritual world. What he means here is that what we call sexual activity doesn't exist there. Something similar or looking similar may exist, but this is not what we call sexual activity. This is pure love. So sexual activity in one sense just doesn't exist in the spiritual world. As we have already explained, because they don't have sexual attraction. There is no sexual pleasure. Sexual pleasure is something not only insignificant, but despicable for someone who experiences just the tiniest drop of transcendental love. What to say about those who are swimming constantly in ever-increasing ocean of divine love? They don't even can understand what is lust. Then Prabhupada said the transaction between lover and beloved in the spiritual world are pure transcendental love and unadulterated bliss. Only pure transcendental love. So it means that as long as one doesn't understand this platform of pure transcendental love in Radha and Krishna's pastime and of the complete absence of any thing or feeling connected to lust, then one will be unable to understand the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Then if he hears, then that will not really help him, because he will only hear misconception, misunderstood by his perverted mind. He will see this comparing to material activities. But when someone understands this, that this is completely opposite, completely different from whatever exists in the material world, this is just pure transcendental love with no sexual desire, no lust, no sexual so-called enjoyment, no sexual, how to say, right, appetite here. When someone understands this, and he understands this is a completely different reality we are speaking about, then this principle that by hearing about this pure attachment will appear in his heart is valid, and it will work for him. And Prabhupada explained, one who has not been attracted by the transcendental beauty of rasa will certainly be dragged down into material attraction. I mean, it's so important to be attracted by the transcendental beauty of rasa. And if we don't do so, Prabhupada said, we're sure, certainly, to be dragged down into material attraction, because then we will be attracted by material things. The only way to not be attracted by matter is to become attracted by rasa. So there are some devotees who say that we should not speak about rasa. Fortunately, this is not what Srila Prabhupada explains here, or fortunately for them, because that means their understanding is not completely proper. But fortunately, because this is a more beautiful reality, that yes, we have to become attracted by the transcendental beauty of rasa. Which Prabhupada explained again in the next sentence, but by understanding the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, one is freed from the grip of attraction to material so-called love between man and woman. So that if we understand, feel attracted by the transcendental beauty of the love of Radha and Krishna, then we will become free from lust. And this is the way we become free from lust, not by not hearing. Yes, it's true, not only by hearing, it has to be proper hearing. Shrinvata Swakata Krishna. Punya Shravana Kirtana. Ridyantasto Abadarani Vinunoti Suritsata. So it has to be Shringata, Swakata Krishna, Punya. It has to be proper, from the proper source, from a person who carries that love in his heart. And if we hear with the proper attitude, then we will become free, completely free. And then Prabhupada develops, similarly, one who understands the pure parental love of Nanda and Yashoda for Krishna will be saved from being dragged into material parental affection. If one accepts Krishna as the supreme friend, the attraction of material friendship will be finished for him. Like this, he goes through all the rasa. Same for a servitor, and same for the neutrality. It means Prabhupada really developed the fact that it's by being attracted by the transcendental beauty of rasa that we can be freed. The only way, and if we don't become attracted, then we inevitably will become attracted by material energy. This is such an important point. Such an important point. And what Prabhupada says in the next sentence again, if one is not attracted by the transcendental nature of Krishna, one is sure to be attracted to material enjoyment. Thus to become implicated in the clinging network of virtues and sinful activities and to continue material existence. Only in Krishna consciousness one can achieve the highest perfection of life. So we have to become attracted by transcendental rasa. This is the point of Prabhupada here. Otherwise, we will be again attracted by the material world. I remember Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote a book named Prema Pradipa. And in this Prema Pradipa, it's the story of a Brahmo, a follower of the Brahmo philosophy. And his friend, and at some point they meet a yogi who has become a Vaishnava. In nearby Govardhan Hill in Raj, something like that. I don't remember the name of this yogi, Vaishnava yogi, who tells them their story. And he said that he was in the Himalayas meditating. He had managed to become completely free from material attraction. He was completely absorbed in samadhi. But then again, he fell down from that state. And then I think the Babaji Guru who was there told him, or some other great Vaishnava who were there, told to that yogi Vaishnava, this is because you didn't have rasa in your life. So then your senses, they again became attracted by the material world after some time. You lacked the association of rasa, and so you could not be attracted by the transcendental beauty of the rasa means divine feelings of pure love for Krishna. So that's what will happen to us if we don't become attracted by the beauty of rasa. We have to become attracted by the beauty of rasa. It's the goal of our life. Prema, Puma Arto, Mahan. It's the topmost goal of life, prema. And prema means rasa. There's no prema without rasa. There is no rasa without prema. It goes together. And then Kaviraj Goswami said, okay, these are the fundamental reasons for Krishna's appearance. And then also Krishna, he also promulgated the Dharma of this age, Yuga Dharma, but this was incidental. Incidental means of second order. That was not the most important. He did it, but that was not the most important. So that's now our vision of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the mercy incarnation of God who gives us the Yuga Dharma, which is true, but Kaviraj Goswami here says, this is secondary. We have to understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as being Radha and Krishna combined. That will be then much more beautiful, and we will attain much more mercy, because that's the main identity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is not the promoter of the Yuga Dharma. He does it also, by the way, because he was here at that time, so he decided to do it. And even better, he decided to use that propagation of Yuga Dharma as the tool or the practical process by which he will also distribute that prema. So he Yukta Vairagya, he engaged everything in the preaching of Raja, the pure love of Raj. He again reaffirms this in the next verse. The Lord desired to appear for another reason, but the time for promulgating the religion of the age also arose. Yugadharma Kala Oilo Se Kale Milan. It happens that, okay, when Krishna desired to appear, not for that, Krishna desired to appear to understand Radha and his love, but then it happened that that was also the time for spreading the Yuga Dharma and saving the conditioned soul. So Krishna said, okay, let it be. We make the two at the same time. Thus, with these two intentions, Krishna appeared with his devotees and tasted the nectar of prema with the congregational chanting of the holy name. But that was not only the congregational chanting of the holy name, that was the Premanam Sankirtan, Vraja Premanam Sankirtan. And he writes this in the next verse. Nama Prema Maragonti Paraila Samsari. Thus he spread Kirtan even among the untouchables. He wove a wreath of the holy name and prema with which he garlanded the entire material world. That's how he used the Yuga Dharma as the way to spread prema. He said, okay, that's the Yuga Dharma, chanting the holy name. So he said, okay, let's take this chanting and wave it with prema, making it Prema Nama Sankirtan. So this Nama are the flowers, different names. But then the flower, they need also a thread. So the thread was Prema. He said, okay, take this flower of this holy name and thread them on the beautiful thread of Prema. Then it made a garland, Prema Nam Sankirtan. That garland was Prema Nam Sankirtan, which means chanting of the holy names of Radha and Krishna with pure love. Very beautiful garland. That garland we must desire to receive upon our shoulders. Mahaprabhu will place one day that garland made with the name of Radha and Krishna, but threaded together, we can say like this, with the pure love, prema. And then he garlanded everyone. The entire material world, samsari. He put it on the entire material world. That means that he spread it openly for everyone to take, for everyone to join. Everyone to join what? The Yuga Dharma? No. The Prema Nam Sankirtan distributed as a substitution to the simple Yuga Dharma. What he distributed was not the Yuga Dharma, not the chanting of the holy name. It was the chanting of the holy name threaded with the divine thread of pure Raja Prema. That's what he distributed, which is very different because chanting of the holy name, Lord Vishnu can do that. And that's what happened in ordinary Kali Yugas. Lord Vishnu appears as Gaura Narayan and then he spreads Yuga Dharma. But once in the life, it spreads Yuga Dharma in form of chanting the holy name to be freed from material world in the age of Kali. But then once, only in the day of Brahma, after Krishna appeared, which is also once in the day of Brahma, and then it's then not Lord Narayan who appears as Gauranga, but it's Krishna or Radha and Krishna who appear as Gauranga, and then they will distribute something completely different. It's completely different. It's not Nam Sankirtan. It's Vraja Prema Nam Sankirtan, which makes all the real value of the Nam Sankirtan. Because Namabas Sankirtan can give you access to Lord Narayan and going back home, back to Gaura, if you chant without offenses. But this cannot give you access to the pure love of Raj. To have access to the pure love of Raj, you need to add that pure love of Raj in the chanting. How you do that? By the consciousness you had. So that means that while chanting, the meditation goes to the pure love of Raj. How we hear it from the inhabitants of Raj themselves. So when we do this Nam Sankirtan while meditating on the pure love of Raj, as we hear it from Rasika Vaishnavas. Rasika Vaishnavas means Vaishnavas who have experience of this rasa, this unlimitedly beautiful spiritual feelings of the spiritual world, and particularly of the land of Raj. When we hear from them, then we start to understand. And what we understand, we add it to the chanting of the holy name. And then this empowers the holy name with this Vraja Prema rasa. That's transmitted to us through the books of the Vaishnavas. This rasa, which is added to the chanting of the holy name. That's why Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that Harikatha is the Swarup Shakti of Nam Sankirtan. Because Nam Sankirtan is transcendentally divine. It's Krishna, but when you add to Krishna the meditation, or let's say the meditation in the beginning on that pure love of Vraja, Basi, Gana, the associate of Radha and Krishna. What is the love they have for Krishna? And also the love that Radha and Krishna have for them, as well as the love that Radha has for Krishna and Krishna has for Radha in Vraj. All these feelings of Raj, if you this make a thread that can thread all the beautiful names of Radha and Krishna and manifest this garland. So that's what Mahaprabhu came to do. Thus he spread Kirtan even among the untouchables. Sorry for my French accent, it's terrible, but what to do? He wove a wreath of the holy name and prema. Wreath means garland, no? Because the Bengali is Nama Prema Mala. Mala is a garland. He wove a garland of the holy name and prema, with which he garlanded the entire material world. Please receive that garland upon your shoulders by chanting the holy name and threading it with that meditation upon the love of Raj, Radha, Krishna, and Gana, all their associates, depending on our affinity. Some will have more attraction and facility and natural spontaneity to think about the Gopas, some about Yashoda, who is a wonderful personality, some about, as we said, Raktaka, some about Subala, who are all wonderful personality, and some about Vishaka and Rupa. And according to that, when you add this to the chanting of the holy name, it becomes Vraja Prema Nama Sankirtan, the beginning of Vraja Prema Nama Sankirtan. And then that combination of the holy name and that love of Raj that we continually, every day wave together, like Mahaprabhu gave us, then it will make that we will attain that divine love by meditation upon it, because we attain what we meditate upon. That's what Narottam Das Thakur explains, and the Shastra also explains. Whatever you meditate upon at the time of sadhana, that you will attain at the time of sadhya. I don't remember the Bengali of it, but this is Narottam Das Thakur Prema Bhakti Chandrika. So we worship Gaura, and we beg him, or we beg Radha and Krishna, who have appeared in the form of Gaura, to not forget us, and also garland us with that divine garland made by their holy name, threaded on the divine thread of the pure love of Raj. I think there is a beautiful verse in Prema Bhakti Chandrika also saying this. That we should be garlanded by such a priceless garland. I know that is this verse, but I can't remember it precisely. So I can quote it because I am sure that that's the meaning, and I'm sure that it is there. I think we will let it here tonight, because it is a very beautiful conclusion to meditate upon. May Gaura appear in the innermost core of our heart and reveal that and garland us in this way. Sadari daye kandare sfurato vai Sachinandana.